at Wolves, we are committed to equality, diversity and inclusion, and year on year we continue to find ways to extend what we are doing in the community and internally at the football club. From the foundation to the first team, staff to supporters, our equality, diversity and inclusion work is an all year round effort across all areas of the business. At the end of March, we held our very first One Pack Week. 7 days dedicated to promoting and celebrating our equality, diversity and inclusion work and sharing it with supporters and the wider community. The week was packed with content across our media channels, from a conversation with our disability team to thought-provoking web stories covering topics such as gender equality, religion and tackling hate crime. One of our first events of the week was our Women at Wolves webinar, which was open to the public. I had the pleasure of speaking to 4 of my incredible female colleagues about their experiences working in the industry. We had 180 registrants join us for the event, which was a huge success and shed light on some of the obstacles females face in the industry, as well as celebrating our positive experiences and why we love working in football so much.
I definitely feel like I've been overlooked for positions in the past. One in particular, it was going to an interview process, and I'd kind of heard that senior members of staff were sort of saying, yeah, but I know this really good lad who could do the job. And it's like, well, I'm equally qualified, I've got everything that I needed to do. So fortunately, obviously through the interview process, I was successful and was able to progress and prove that no matter male or female, it comes down to how good you are at doing the job and there.
Headlining a week of importance conversations was our roundtable discussion on racism in football, a hugely important and prevalent topic across the sport and in wider society. Filmed at the Grand Theatre, 4 of our Wolves Academy coaches disclosed what it's like to experience racism, challenge prejudice and instigate change.
There are microaggressions in football as well, the language that's used around black players as well, I'm sure we're all familiar. Sometimes you watch the first 10 minutes of a commentary, might be Mikel Antonio at West Ham. Pace and power's already been said about 15 times. I mean, it's just like, have we got any sort of thesaurus here just to describe the way that the guy plays? I'm asking you to think back to your own career now. How were you described as a player?
Exactly as you said, pace, power, skillful. It happens so much, I fall in the trap myself sometimes. So if you're playing against a team that you've never played before and you see them, me personally, I will automatically assume that the black player is the one that's going to play up front. He's going to be the quick one and strong one. It's been put there, you know, over years of playing the game. So to unravel all of that is it's a difficult prospect. And that education, obviously it started and it needs to continue and it needs to get better.
The week culminated with Wolves Women's FA Cup fixture, which we broadcast live across our channels, and the first team's meeting with West Ham in the Premier League. Both teams wore specially designed warm-up t-shirts for One Pack Week, which were available for supporters to buy as well, with profits going back to the Wolves Foundation. At the end of April, we joined forces with the rest of English football in boycotting social media in a fight against hate crime and racism online. From 3 p.m. on Friday the 30th of April until midnight on Monday 3rd of May, we logged out of our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram accounts to take a stand against social media companies who continue to allow people to abuse online without consequence. This meant there was no social media coverage of our Black Country derby at the Hawthorns, one of the most highly anticipated fixtures of the season. Before we logged out on Friday, we made sure that our message was clear.
Racism,
discrimination,
hate on social media.
The time has come to say enough is enough.
Death threats,
Misogyny
towards our families,
towards our children.
It is time to eradicate it from football and society.
To the abusers,
To the trolls, to the racists, stop.
think about the consequences of your actions.
Following our social media boycott, we made a clear and powerful statement to create an environment on our channels which is free from hate, abuse and discrimination. The statement explained that anyone who spreads hate on our platform will be blocked and reported, and any acts of hate crime will be reported to the police. This statement was guided by feedback that were taken directly from supporters in our fan values survey. In January, West Midlands police officer PC Stuart Ward became the country's first dedicated football hate crime officer. Wolves have worked closely with Stu to support players and fans and provide a simple and effective way to report hate crime, whether in person or online. To mark Black History Month last year, we shared the stories of 5 Black and mixed heritage members of the Wolves family. Each were asked to name inspirational figures, both historical and personal, who had impacted on their lives. And the stories were published on wolves.co.uk to be shared and celebrated with readers. Our equality, diversity and inclusion work is at the heart of everything we do internally at the club as well as externally in the community. At the start of the pandemic, a dedicated group of employees were brought together to form a new care team who were on hand to call Wolves staff while working from home and to help them with anything they needed, whether that was a friendly catch-up or checking in on their mental health and well-being. As staff started to return to the office, the care team continued their work and were all given mental health first aid training to continue to support employee well-being long term. While some people were able to return to Molyneux and the training ground straight away, many continued to work from home. So Wolves sent out wellbeing postcards to employees to ensure everyone was looking after their mental and physical well-being from home. A key part of ensuring we are supporting equality, diversity and inclusion at the club is recruitment. Last season, the FA launched the Football Leadership Diversity Code and Wolves joined over 40 other clubs in being the first to sign up and pledged to tackle inequality across senior leadership positions, wider football operations and coaching roles. The code focuses on hiring targets to ensure English football better represents our wider, modern and diverse society, and they even have a central careers platform where Wolves can advertise job vacancies to encourage diversity and inclusion across the industry. Since the 18-19 season, Wolves have seen a positive increase in representation across staff at the club. We now have more employees who are female, non-Christian, non-heterosexual, have a disability or have ethnically diverse backgrounds. And although there is still work to do, the improvements bring us closer to national averages. We offer a number of accessibility services to enhance the matchday experience for disabled fans. Visually impaired supporters are able to listen to a dedicated audio description commentary feed of the match, both in the stadium and from home. And we also provide an audio-only version of our matchday programme so that supporters who may find it difficult to read a hard copy are still able to enjoy all of the features inside. Finally, Wolves Foundation launched a pioneering new initiative in January. Feed Our Pack is designed to tackle food poverty in the city and support residents of Wolverhampton who have been affected by the pandemic. The campaign was kick-started with a £250,000 grant from the Premier League PFA Community Fund and a personal donation of the same value from former Wolves head coach Nuno Espirito Santo. The foundation have delivered hundreds of vital food parcels to vulnerable people and families in the community, and they continue to fundraise and work closely with local food banks to continue our fight against food poverty in the city. At Wolves, we really are all one pack, and we continue to celebrate and promote equality, diversity and inclusion across the club and beyond.